stay that there is a heckin' amount of work going on at the construction site next to my house. Really loud. There is so much work going on over there at the moment. It turned out not to the subway, and man, it was absolutely sticky. It was conditioning. But in coffee places, they just don't really do. What a night. It is 12:22, and I just checked WeatherBug, and currently we are on alert for frequent lightning strikes. It's just crazy the way that it strikes, because at one point it can strike all the way from back here, and then 5 or 10 seconds later you get one close by. Now to start this off, I am going to do my first 2 rounds of squats after midnight, and the other 2 I'll get to do during the day. So here I go. Man. Okay, well, this time I did not get hit by the after midnight syndrome. It's like I wake up like a tired donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Things like that. Or just being naughty, whatever terminology I used. But either way, now I gotta do another. Wow, I can't believe I already got to do half my job in the space of less than 2 minutes. Last night I got the half of the job done. Now 1 more to go. And done. 75 squats done a day, even though I've been having backaches for the last couple of days. It's been really hard. That picture, man, It's like a friggin' mosaic. I really like that. So that's what I'm up to now on this day that there is a heckin' amount of work going on at the construction site next to my house. I think it is really loud. There is so much work going on over there at the moment. It turned out not to rain yet. It hasn't rained throughout the day. We had an incredible lightning show last night, but for now it looks to be all calm. And if you can notice what that thing is all the way at the entrance floor, yes, they're preparing something new. Apparently they are preparing a new tea store, that area.
Don't you think we could be different if we could just take it slow, let it go, roll down all the windows, feel the wind rushing through, hear the music, take the groove. Don't you know all I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high, you and I, pinnacle climactic vibe. Show me yours, I'll show you mine, you don't have to pretend we're shy. Let's forget the 9 to 5, I just wanna feel alive. Take it slow, let it go, roll down all the windows.
Look at these two over here. Well, one of them is literally being like a squirrel in the US, making its own hole. If I ever made a story about it, well, there is a rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland, so why not make a squirrel hole, or even a bird hole, whatever it really is, if it's a hummingbird or anything. It's been a bit hot today, even though it was meant to rain for some part of the day. Got to the subway and man, it was absolutely sticky. It was absolutely sweaty in there, and as well in some of the shops in each of the malls that I've been. You know, in healthcare centers and in DIY stores or in furniture stores, places like that, they should provide air conditioning. But in coffee places, they just don't really do it. Like the Starbucks that I went doesn't have an AC. Like, it's hot everywhere. It's absolutely hot everywhere today. Well, not outside though, but when I sneak into somewhere, then I'm like, yo, have I just done a workout for 30 minutes, or have I played my guts a lot of basketball, or what am I thinking? I must be crazy to describe it to an extent that I've been on a fight with somebody, and like I have ripped myself out in the fight that I had. Like, imagine that, like the sweat that you get. Imagine getting in a boxing ring though. Like, if you get into a boxing fight and you ring and you're already sweating before the fight begins, like when you're on stage pretty much about to perform, kind of when you're in a circus pretty much. That's when you start to feel the sweat before you do the action, and in the subway it was like that today. Yeah, excuse me if that wind was a bit too much for you. I'm sorry about that. So it is not as loud as it was before I left the house. It was absolutely insane. Now it has calmed down a little bit. So it is still Saturday. And on Monday, they are going to bring the truck and block this part of the traffic for 6 or 7 hours, pretty much the entire working day. After today's weather, it turns out that it is not going to rain anytime soon. And that's some great news, actually, so that on one of the days I could get to do a vlog that is 15 or more minutes long, in which, of course, I will do one when I come to Germany. I always do a 15 plus minute video when I go on vacation, at least once. Whether if it's a domestic flight or if it's an international flight where, you know, I could be doing a European tour or whatever. Now, time to get on the wheel spinner and make my instruction for tomorrow, which will help me decide how I am going to do my fitness on Monday. So basically, throughout the entire summer season, I'm going to spend 15 minutes on each equipment that I go on the fitness center. And let's see if I will have to do any extra work on Monday. But first, I'll set the instruction tomorrow by spinning the wheel to help me pick an ending digit for my step count. And you remember the rule. If I pick a certain number from 0 to 9, and if my step count ends in that number next day, then I don't have to do any extra workout. So here's my data throughout the month of June 2023 so far. Interestingly, I have not put every month. And for 2022, I only put October, which, yeah, I'll get to work on it as time passes. So now I'm gonna spin this wheel and see what it gives. So it gives me 0. And that means I'm going to flip the swirl ball. So if it lands, then I'll take it. If not, then I'll do a second attempt. Ready? Yes! Okay, so the ending digit target for tomorrow is 0. So multiple of 10. This is the first time that I'll be doing this challenge for the summer season. And I am going to try and be as close to the step count that is multiple of 10 and finish the day like that. And if I can, then I will do the amount of workout that I will do throughout the summer, mainly. But if I am 1 off from a multiple of 10, then I will spend 16. If I'm 2 off, then 17. 3 off, then 18. 4 off, then 19. And the worst scenario, if I'm 5 off my target, then I'll spend 20 minutes on each of the equipment, whether if it's 3 or 4. So, I could do 17 by 3 or 17 by 4. I could also do 20 by 3 and 20 by 4. So that could be a really, really difficult day. I am going to do something like this again for the next week as well. But the week after that, since I'll be heading on vacation, I am not going to put myself into major challenges, except for the sit-ups that I'll be doing throughout the day. While it's still the month of June, I am focusing on squats. In the month of July, it is going to be sit-ups. Because I am doing extra workout at home, such as push-ups, sit-ups, planks, and squats this year, I am not going to go as far to put a task where if I finish the day with a step count below this number, then let's say this number is 5,000, then I will be doing an extra workout practice. I'm not going to go that far. So I have been into this weight loss challenge for a week already. It's been a bit slow on the first week due to my backache, which interestingly, I still feel a bit of that when I wake up in the morning. Like when I wake up in the morning, it gets a bit difficult, but as I walk, then it's like a painkiller, pretty much. When you do exercise, then everything can be like a painkiller, like a bullet that would go right into your lungs. Imagine that, if you're actually playing Count Master. Let me explain about that game. Because before I downloaded it, it was on Instagram trends. And the thing with Count Master is at the beginning you start with one person, and by the way, one stick figure, and as you get along levels you can start with more and more stick figures. Now I have come to the point that I am starting with, believe it or not, I am starting with 43 stick figures on the Count Master game. I got up to level 343 on the game. Every 3 levels is a boss level where you get to the end of the normal level, then you get into a boss fight. And you get into a bigger group. You can add extra figures and fight with the big bad red boss, the giant. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of today's vlog already. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really hoping that you enjoy this. So tomorrow's going to be Father's Day. It's going to be one without my father. He's still away. He's going to come back next week. See you tomorrow.